A number of years ago, knowing that I would one day be a motivational speaker and I'd be writing books, I don't know, I went to a garage sale or something and I found an old tape series of a man by the name of Charlie Tremendous Jones. And I remember, some of you have obviously read that, and if you think you can, right? Charlie Tremendous Jones, I was 11 o'clock at night, my family was in bed, I was reading or listening to these 4 tapes. One of the tapes I was listening to, there were 3 more sitting on my desk. I looked down on the tape as I was just sitting back in the chair listening, and my eye glanced over the tape, and printed on the tape was a phone number. It's 11 o'clock at night. The tapes are probably 30 years old. They were old set. I thought to myself, I wonder if this phone number connects anywhere. I ignored it for a second, but then the voice came back. And the voice said, you ought to try to call that phone number. So I picked up the phone. I dialed the phone number. It rang, and it rang, and it rang. Just as I was about to hang up the phone, this voice comes on and says, who is this? I said, well, who's this? And there was a pause. So I got the feeling, I'm the one that called, I better identify who I am. I said, my name is TJ Hoisington, and I was listening to this old tape series of a man by the name of Charlie Tremendous Jones. Then there was a pause, and the man on the other line, late at night, said, this is Charlie Tremendous Jones. I said, no kidding, this is the Charlie Tremendous Jones? I wanted to jump out of my seat. He said, that's me. I said, where did I call you? He said, I live in Pennsylvania. I was in Utah at the time. I quickly calculated that. That's 2 hours apart. I go, it's 1 o'clock in the morning? I said, I'm sorry, sir, did I wake you? He said, no, you didn't wake me. I said, then what were you doing up that late at night? You know what he told me? He said, I was reading one of the 5,000 books in my den. You talk about personal development. A master at work at 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometime later, he passed away. We had built the relationship. I would call every month and say hi to Mr. Charlie Tremendous Jones. I called one month. His secretary answered the phone. I said, is Mr. Jones there? She says, no, he's gone to heaven. It took me a second to get it. You know, sometimes I can be a little slow, my wife says, right? I got it. I said, I'm sorry to hear that. And he had passed away. About a month later, I get in the mail one of his bow ties. He was known for wearing bow ties, and it's on a plaque in my office today. Something I cherish. What a good man. What a good life he lived. Beautiful things can happen when you're clear about your goals. All of a sudden, you have these thoughts to make a phone call. You have these thoughts to approach someone that you haven't talked to for 17 years. And you talk to them and you realize you guys were on the same path. You guys were on the same page. You realize the doors open up and you realize, wow, that evidence and those opportunities were around me the whole time. I just didn't see them yet. The key to that is getting clear about what it is that you want to accomplish. When you are clear, the resources will show up out of nowhere. Now, if you're still questioning whether you're in the right place tonight, make a decision. Because this is what he told me that night. I was at a struggle that night when I talked to Charlie Tremendous Jones between leaving the companies that I had built in my 20s or go working for Tony Robbins. My life vision was to do what I'm doing now. I thought no one better to learn from than Tony Robbins or Stephen Covey. And so I asked him, what would you do, Mr. Jones? And you might want to write this down. This is what Mr. Jones told me. When I gave him my dilemma, he said, TJ, you were not born to make right or wrong decisions. You were born to make decisions and then make them right. You were not born to make right or wrong decisions. You were born to make decisions and then make them right. I'm not saying that there are not right or wrong decisions in life. There are. What he was saying is some of us never take action out of fear, and we get paralyzed, and we don't take any action at all. Therefore, we never really realize our potential. Start taking action, and the path will become clear. It'll become very clear. It'll become your new reality. You'll be like, wow, I never saw this before, and it just sort of ended up exactly where I wanted to go. Start taking action.